the other joke in the Homestar Runner about the Italians having a space program?
I don't remember.
Oh, we could have.
We're not the kind of people who do research before things.
Looking up old Homestar Runner Flash videos is research.
I'm a graduate student.
I should have already had my PhD by the time I was 14. Then, if that was the case.
If we go to resume saved, we've got Italian space program. That's us, and we're going to go on a space adventure to the moon with Buzz Aldrin.
Everything's alternately named in this game, isn't it?
Except for the moon. Although it's spelled MUN, but it's got.
I think that means it's alternate.
But it's
if somebody said they
if
somebody said they spelled their name just like yours, but they spelled it differently.
We've got our Kerbals here, including us, Brandon, myself, Buzz, Hard, Aldrin.
Why am I stupid? Why are you courageous and me and Buzz are apparently?
We could actually tweak that.
Are there only two stats, courage and stupidity?
Yes.
So you could just have a perfect character, which apparently you are.
I want to point out the stats.
How convenient! The character you renamed
in this edition of the game are meaningless. These have no bearing on anything.
I'm sure. And then watch me die because my character tries to open his helmet on the moon.
So this is our planet. We're actually right on that little green part right there.
Where would that be if that was Africa? Because that kind of looks like Africa.
It's a mashup of Africa and South America. That'd be like Tanganyika. Tanganyika doesn't exist. It has a different name now, but that's what I know it as. We're going to go here to the moon. We need to build a ship, though, because we can't walk there.
How do you build a ship?
We will go to the vehicle assembly building, which is this strapping young fellow here.
You just call it building a fellow.
Yes. First, we need to name our ship.
Oh, okay, hang on. What are cool names that they gave rockets during the space race?
Nova.
Nova? Was that an actual one?
It was the name of a hypothetical rocket they didn't actually build because they built the Saturn instead.
Why did
Jupiter's a good name.
They just name it after planets? Name it
after gods.
Name it like the Antilles.
Mega Crusher.
Oh,
no.
The
Antilles.
The Antilles, or
how do you spell that?
I don't know.
Antilles.
It's an island, right?
There's a greater and lesser Antilles.
Yeah.
We could name it Titan. No.
Titanic. Yeah. Okay.
Titanic 1. What do you think is the first thing we should put on our command pod?
Well, I don't know this game at all.
There's our Kyle flag in the background.
That's right.
Our flag is Kyle Katarn.
That's the flag of the Italian space program.
But I think a good starting point is a parachute at the top. So that way we can land.
This is a one-way trip.
I thought we were going to go...
We're going to colonize the moon.
Guys?
Three little Kerbal thingies. They're not...
Well, I want to do a return trip. That's
what are these people?
No one really knows. Some people hypothesize that they're plants.
Are there... Well, see, some would be fine. We just reproduce by spores.
And the developers have said that they're asexual.
So we're fine.
I know. I just want to...
One-way trip.
Two-way trips are so much more fun. Anyone can go there, but coming back is the hard part.
Yeah, coming back if we design it for a one-way trip. That's the real challenge. This could end.
Excellent pilot. I can do this in my sleep. It's a visual joke you didn't see.
For those of you who can't see, Brandon just pretended to fall asleep.
Yes,
but it was a joke for me.
This is MechJeb, which people have very strong opinions about because it has autopilot functions. We're just using it for the Delta V information, so we can actually know how far our ship can go.
Why are people say, "Oh, you're a big casual space race dummy" if you use autopilot?
Essentially,
hardcore players use a big slingshot.
Actually, before this existed, they would have people take pictures of themselves holding a protractor up to the screen to measure the angles of stuff.
That just sounds dumb.
It was, quite frankly, kind of stupid. So
I mean, it's neat how much people liked it, and they like to use math and angles and geometry. Yeah. But you probably could have just put a protractor in the game. I like what was my name for it? Gyrospheroid.
Gyrospheroid.
That's the name we give it.
Sounds like a sandwich. So we've put on landing gears and ladders, which are very important.
Did you say that sandwich is out of this world?
I may have to banish you from this walkthrough if that's the way it's going to be.
I don't know which video is going to come out first, so that might not make any sense. I have no idea what you're doing, by the way.
So we're doing a direct descent.
That looks pretty good to me, though.
Yeah.
I think we're good to go.
This is pretty much your standard. We're good to go. One stage. a thrust to weight ratio of less than 1 in atmosphere.
Yeah, we're
if it's less than 1, it won't fly.
It's like taking you. It's like you know, taking.
Oh, this is a cool feature. I didn't know they added that.
It's like taking your groceries inside. We're not going to make 2 trips. Just one trip. We're doing it in one go.
You are a bold visionary.
Even if it's falling out of my hands. No, I don't need help. No, my hand is freezing because I'm holding the milk, like by the bare knuckles of my fingers. That's how I build a spaceship rocket.
With milk.
Yeah, pretty much with that same sort of attitude of no, I know this is really an inefficient way of doing it, but
we're actually gonna add more fuel tanks because if you look right now, these 2 stages here, 4 and 5, they need to total 4,500. Otherwise, we're not getting into orbit. To say nothing of getting to the moon.
Okay. Is it that thing if you were driving a car fast enough on the moon, and you went off a jump or a small incline that you might, depending on how fast you're going, you might escape orbit? I
don't think that one's true for the moon. I think there are. See that?
Well, I guess technically is true. It's just a matter of if a car can actually go that fast.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some speed at which it would leave the orbit.
I'll give you that. Not the moon though. But there actually is a planet or a moon, Eve's moon, Glière. It is so tiny because it's like it's simulating a captured asteroid.
Hang on, is that a real moon or a moon in this game?
In this game.
Oh,
the moon of Eve.
I thought it was I didn't know if it's some moon from some other solar system.
No, but it's so small that your Kerbal can actually land and take off just using this little jetpack, and like you can just like jump,
sort of
and it'll just like fly off into orbit around the.
That would be a terrifying thing to experience. Like, what if that's the way the program was designed? Like, there's a big rocket to get you there, but then to get back, you just have to go by yourself. What are those?
These are clamps to hold the rocket. So that way, if we don't have these when we start, it'll just be resting on the engines. And that seems like a bad idea.
Sure, they can't get bent. You look like you know what you're doing.
Like I said, I've been playing this game for 4 years, and like I don't have it on Steam, so I don't know the hours that I put into it. But it's like it's got to be like over 400 hours.
You're not supposed to admit to those kinds of things. How close to 4,500 do we need to be? Because that's pretty close.
It's fine.
Okay, don't mess up.
I'm very good at this. Anyways, we're gonna get rid of these guys because they suck. I'm gonna put in Brandon, Buzz, Hart, and Jared.
Why am I so stupid? I'm not stupid. I'm just ignorant.
Yes, I will not disagree with you on that.
I know the correct usage of the word ignorant.
That's true.
I don't know how this game works, and I don't know how to build rockets.
So this is your point of view. This is where you're sitting in the rocket.
What did I just do when you turned to the right? Did I give you a thumbs up?
I think so. They wave their hands down then, and they do.
Okay.
So, and then there's me, which I'm actually down in the middle beneath you two guys.
What do you do in this mission? What are you controlling?
The characters don't control individual things. Like you control the rocket.
Well, what would they be if this was real?
I don't know.
Oh,
like there, I mean, real life on the Apollo missions. There was
Can I be?
Then here's.
Can I be communications?
Yes.
To talk to alien worlds.
That'll be your job on the mission.
Okay.
Then here's Buzz's perspective, and you click on the windows and get like a better view and.
To make sure it hits the target.
To the moon.
Oh, no countdown.
Oh.
Start the video over.
Virgil.
Well, I wasn't actually that big of a deal of it, but you kind of.
We can do it.
I mean, of all the faux pas to make in a game where you build rockets, not even doing a countdown. Wait, how did the little astronaut people thingies talk? Did they speak English? No. Do they speak a human language?
If you watch the videos, they have little animated videos.
So they'd be like
on the website, and they'd be like.
So if they do a countdown, it's more like glorp, glip, gloobity glorp, and then you fire. I just did the countdown.
Glorp.
Yeah. Okay.
Engage ignition. Right now we're just going straight up. So if we don't straight up, or we'll just go straight out. But we need a circular orbit. So by going to a 45-degree angle, we'll start to curve around the planet.
You have our trajectory all pathed out to like curve towards the moon.
We do that once we get in orbit.
Okay. Because I didn't look that up before we left.
No, it's fine. This is a very I would call classic. Some people would say cliche and simple rocket design, but effective.
Our planet does not look very.
But effective.
Also, we're past 10,000.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you were supposed to. Who's paying attention? Who's
the space captain now?
Who has the higher stupidity meter now? This planet. Not a whole lot of people on it, it looks like.
No, there's kind of just the space center.
Where do they get their food? The world building in this world exploration game doesn't seem very flushed out. What's the lore? What do Kerbals eat?
Oh, time to lose our big engines.
Bye.
See ya. And now those are basically just ICBMs that are going to land over here on this planet. This country.
That's where they're going to go?
Yeah.
I guess I never thought about space programs having to think about where that crap's going to land.
Oh, yeah.
Have there been any horrible disasters where they just like, oh crap, that wasn't over the ocean?
No.
That was over...
I mean, stuff is landed off target, but it's
was over Stonehenge. Oh, no.
Well, they plan to make sure that doesn't happen. We're going to go up to our apoapsis, which the edge of space is 70 kilometers in this world, which this is like scaled down to like 1/3 the size of real life. It's like, oh, we're in space right now. And we should extend our solar panels so that our batteries don't run out.
I believe they're called flannels in this game.
Flannel panels. You're using the power
solar
of flannel. That's what the spacesuits are made out of.
The hipster space program.
This is your perspective. You can look out and there is a planet.
A planet. It's home. It's the only planet we've ever known until, I mean, walked on known.
Yeah. Okay. See, up here, our periapsis is negative 400,000 kilometers, so like center of planet. But it's going down.
I'm afraid I don't know what those words mean. But I get that it's all to go to the moon.
Yeah.
But
so apoapsis is our point furthest from the body that we're orbiting. Our periapsis is the point closest to the body, which in our case right now is negative 400,000 kilometers. So center of planet.
So are you using fuel right now?
Yes, we're burning our engines. This is our fuel count right here.
It's the sound effect.
It
sounds like you're trying to drink the goo that comes in a pot pie, honestly.
You gotta microwave it so it doesn't congeal.
Ew.
No, that sounds delicious, I think.
Well, that stuff is that goo,
it is good.
That gooey. What is? I mean, you make a pot pie with like
flour
soup.
And
I don't know,
chicken broth, probably.
Yeah, but somehow, when it's baked in a pot pie, that gooey stuff.
It's good.
Bottle it. Sell it as a drink in vending machines.
That'll be our prize when we get back.
Yeah.
So we're almost in orbit here.
It actually sounds really gross right now.
It
sounded delicious about an hour ago.
Like 2 hours ago. If not 3.
Well, it sounded delicious both 3 and 2 and 1 hours ago.
Yes.
But not now. People are going to go, what the hell are these guys talking about?
We can get out, and this is me. I'm on a little EVA mission.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving you. I'm going to the moon by myself.
What are you doing? You're going to get... What are you doing? You're going to get stranded.
No, I'm not.
Haven't you seen Gravity?
That's... Fair point, but no. You can just come back, because I got little jetpacks.
What if a rock hit you right now?
They're actually going to be simulating random asteroids in the next update.
No, that's even scarier.
Now we're going to do a Hoffman transfer orbit out to the moon here. So the way this works is you want to start your burn... in the time it takes us to go from here to here, we want the moon to go from here to here.
Obviously.
So the way you do that is you start a burn when the moon is just over the horizon. So roughly here. There's a node planning system. It's like ab maneuver. And this will tell us if we burn for 26 seconds, we'll burn that much delta V, and our orbit will be out there.
Is this all stuff that actual space programs use? Do they have crazy computers like this?
I'm sure they do.
I mean, that draw lines and stuff?
Probably.
Or do they just know all the math because they've done it a lot now?
I'm sure they have both.
Okay.
I remember in Gene Stern's autobiography, he was saying that he would love... Because he was on Apollo 17, and he wrote his autobiography in like the 80s. He's like, well, I wish we had the computers we do nowadays back then, because it was so easy just to punch in the calculations without having to do it all by hand, like on a piece of paper in a spaceship orbiting the moon.
Oh, Jesus. Was there ever an instance of an astronaut doing the math by hand and then making a mistake and just the whole mission failing because of it?
There's the exact opposite of that. On Apollo 13, Jim Lovell had to do a bunch of math by hand to get the orbit back to Earth right. But he did it correctly, and he's like, okay, like he read the numbers to mission control. I was like, are these numbers correct? And they did their math and said, yes, they are.
So I guess that's why your math teacher says you won't always have a calculator
if you're on 70s moon mission.
Well, no, even in the future, what if your calculator breaks? That is a definitive example of a time you need to be able to know how to do math without a calculator.
Yes. So we're beginning our translunar
because all other times, like, oh, I need to do my taxes. Oh, I know my calculator.
We're coming up on a staging event. We're going to kick out this part and just use this part.
And I say, if you're doing your taxes and like, oh, my calculator broke, but I can just go get another one. Or like, oh, my exam on calculus, and I don't have my calculator. I can try to get another one before the exam, or it breaks in the exam, and you just probably ask your professor, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm not going to make you do integrals and derivatives and crap by hand. I don't even know how you do that.
Neither do I.
I
barely understand what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know. I took calculus a long time ago, and it's like riding a bike, but imagine you learned how to ride a bike, and then you never saw, and once you learned, you then never saw a bicycle for like years, and then trying to remember how to ride it. Like, well, I haven't done it in years, but I bet if I saw one, I could do it. Probably. That's my relationship with calculus.
There's the moon. We're going out there.
Anyways, but if you're actually in a spaceship, and you're like, oh, my calculator broke, I could just, well, crap, I'm going to have to do it by hand. So learn how to do math by hand.
Unless your radio is fine, in which case CSS Michigan.
But if that breaks too.
If everything breaks.
It would be really silly for you to go, well, I just never bothered to learn how to do math by hand because I would never need it except for right now when I'm about to die because I'm
pretty sure they wouldn't let you become an astronaut if you didn't know how to do math by hand.
What if you faked it?
Anyways,
the whole astronaut training program.
This. No, it's not. It's compressed more. Like, time is compressed more than that.
Oh.
Like, it's been 2 in-game hours and we're halfway there.
How long did the original? How long did the first moon landing take to get to the moon? I don't really know that.
60 hours? No, less than that. Where's the moon? There's
what did they eat?
Moon food. Moon pops.
How did they eat? Wait a minute. If they ate moon food on the way to the moon,
oh my god!
The conspiracy theory is true.
Oh, you try to forward it.
I mean, not true or something.
Yeah. So
because that means they did go to the moon.
We just entered the moon's gravity now, so this is our path. If we didn't break at this point or at any point, we would just fly off and we'd go out into space, and then our orbit would be around the sun like that. Oh. And this blue line is the planet's orbit, so we'd be pretty much boned. But we're gonna do a breaking and burn when we get to our periapsis. Assuming I don't time warp past it.
Careful.
And there's one. I'm gonna flip the ship around though.
You kind of got here in a really anticlimactic way.
Well,
it wasn't just like, wow, it's so majestic.
Well, you were
like,
talking about calculus. And stuff.
You just skipped. Yeah, I'm talking about calculus during a space program simulator, and you're like, that's boring shit. I'm just gonna go right to the moon, and like not even look at it when we approach it, so it literally just pops up on screen.
We're thrusting backwards in the direction we're moving, so that's slowing us down. Like we're moving.
So we're using
this way, but we're going.
So we're using reverse thrusters.
Well, we just turned around and using our
in a sense.
Yes. We're also just using our main engine to.
Just let me have this moment of sci-fi. I'm on comm, or weapons, or something.
So here we are.
I'm on comm, and I have a weapon, and I'm just
please don't shoot me.
and you're using reverse thrusters.
Here's you, and you're like, oh, it's the moon.
Wouldn't that be like blinding?
Yes.
Do we have little visors? What's the deal with radiation and the sun? By that I mean, what's the deal with?
That's a very big question you just asked me.
Probably should be a little more specific. What's the deal with if we were actually astronauts sitting in a capsule like that? Would we need to have our visors down for that kind of view? Because
if we're looking directly at the sun, yes.
I would. Well, it looked like we were.
Well, yes, in that situation we would. But no, the capsule's of course protected. It's like radiation. But protected from radiation.
What about the glass?
That too.
Okay.
I assume.
Polarized or something?
That sounds like a word they would use.
Technology that polarizes things just like amazes me.
Yeah.
It does blow my mind. My monitor is using it right now.
Sure thing, buddy.
That's what? No, it is.
I'm trying to pick a landing site.
No, it is.
So I can't.
I'm trying to say something interesting. You're just like.
I'm trying to land on the moon by hand.
You're mocking.
Even the real astronauts didn't do this. They had a computer help them. This is just me.
You know what? Yeah, I dare you to tell that to like Michael Collins or Buzz Aldrin.
Look, landing gear is extended. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, we're also sideways.
Well, we're landing. Look, now, if I stop right now, we're going to crash into the moon.
I just have this image of you like, don't worry, your landing gear's extended, just diving nose first. The big crumple. No, people always go, people always say, what's the point of exploring solar system stuff? I don't know. Polarizing technology in computer monitors. That crap's crazy. Yeah. Look it up, because I can't explain it. And
landing on the moon.
I mean that in both. I actually don't understand the technology well enough to explain it, but also it involves things that I don't know if you could explain with words. You almost have to just see for yourself. Like when they turn polarizing film and like at 90-degree angles or something, and like lights go through and then they turn it and it doesn't. That's crazy.
Just down a little
Do we need the solar fins?
Yeah, because this is our battery charge, and like I put on the big batteries, so it's not really an issue. But
Did the first lander have solar fins?
No, they had.
How did they get back?
They just had big chemical batteries.
Oh,
and then they eventually brought along an RTG.
What's an RTG?
It's like a piece of radioactive material that's been in a case and hardened, and it creates electricity and heat through the decay of the radioactivity.
How come our cars don't run off of that?
Because they don't want to give everyone radioactive material. And touchdown. We did it. We're on the moon.
How quickly would you... Oh, by the way, good job.
Thank you. That was a textbook landing, by the way. Not a single thing went wrong. Who wants to be the first person on the moon?
Me. Well, actually, we could
fulfill Buzz's dream.
Do some sort of... Was it his dream?
He agitated very hard to be the first person on the moon.
No.
He was turned.
Well, this also is just a video game.
Or it could be me. Oh.
No!
Should we do rock, paper, scissors?
We should... Yeah, you and me. Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Because screw Buzz. This is just a video game, and it's not even him. You and I are actually here.
Yeah. This is Buzz.
If he was here playing the game,
then yes,
then we would probably just let him do it. But, and it's Buzz hard, not actually Buzz Aldrin. All right. We do 2 out of 3?
Nope.
No. 2 out of 3. It's always 2 out of 3.
Well, do we go 1, 2, 3 shoot or 1, 2, 3?
No, 1, 2, 3. Just like we did.
Oh.
We did 1, 2.
Right,
and then
I was doing that too.
Redo.
No, I won the first one.
Yeah, you won the first one. It's on 3. Who does it 1, 2, 3 shoot?
Anyways,
Japanese people? They don't know how to play rock, paper, scissors
don't
properly.
Insult our noble allies.
No, they all don't they play it 1, 2, 3 shoot?
I don't know.
All right, if you win this, then you get it. If I win it, we go again.
Damn it.
Tie. Here we go.
Damn
yes,
it!
I'm the first on the moon.
I'm still in charge of the game.
Oh, by the way, I won. If you couldn't tell.
So here's Jared.
All right, I got to think about the first words on the moon. Assuming this is the first time anyone's gone to the moon
in this space program.
In this program. Oh crap! Help me think of something.
Hurry up. We're on the last step.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. You're on the moon. Just like Neil did.
Try to stop us. Or nothing is beyond our reach, I believe.
Yeah. I will be the second person on the moon.
How much air do we have?
It's not modeled in the game. Like, there's a mod that does resources. Like, a lot of life support mods. Buddies on the moon. Moon buddies.
We just leave Buzz in the ship.
No, that would be mean.
What was the deal? Michael Collins, right?
Yeah, he stayed in...
He didn't even go on the moon.
No, because they did a...
Because he had his...
orbital rendezvous.
So honestly, there's a big deal. Is there a mod that makes your jetpack escape this moon?
I don't think so.
Because it could just be like, I'll just go home myself. You don't have to take me home. And take off.
Buzz here, plant the flag. What should be the name of our landing site?
Oh, what do they name? What's the landing site naming procedures in real life?
I don't know. They named.
They have really weird rules around what they name things.
Yeah. Living language.
Living language. No, yeah, it's fine. Just why don't English is a living language. There you go.
And what about the plaque text when people read our plaque?
Just like put it and then make sure it's in quotes too. That English is a living language.
How about just that?
Yeah, sure.
And then let's get Buzz to turn on the headlamp.
Can you do anything else to distinguish the crew from each other? Because we all sort of look the same.
No, I mean probably through mods, yes, but yeah.
Crispy because we don't have AA on, I think.
Yeah.
Or do we? I don't even remember.
We have it on too.
Otherwise, it would be blurry. You don't want that. You turn AA off because then you get a crispier picture. Or a crunchier picture.
Moon buddies. Smile.
Just that quote. Okay.
Like, surface sample from Mun's Highlands. There doesn't seem to be anything of scientific value in doing.
That sums up the mission, I guess.
Well, time to go home.
Brandon died on the way to his home planet. So apparently ladders are for wimps.
Nah, I'll use a ladder.
I thought that was
That was you, actually. You flew.
Oh, okay. I mean, ladders are for wimps. Nothing is beyond our reach.
Not even the moon.
The moon is... It's sort of implied that's the first step.
Yeah.
Like, when you say that not even the moon... As if it's the end of...
the universe.
Of the things that are not beyond your reach. The rest of the galaxy is like, well, all right, use the ladder.
Nah.
Why did you put it on there if we weren't going to use it?
It's for looks. Why does anyone do anything in a space program? For looks. So I need to tell which way is 90 degrees. She is...
Any of them to 90 degrees?
That one, so that one. Well, 90 degrees, like heading.
Oh.
Take off.
How do they know which way is 90 degrees?
You look at the nav ball.
Oh god, what are you doing?
Are
you doing this on purpose?
Yeah, because we gotta make our orbit circular. Because there's no atmosphere on the moon, you can make your gravity turn a lot sooner.
How do they know which way is the 90 and which way is the other degrees?
Well, in real life, what they did was science. No, what they did was they picked stars in the sky that are so distant it looks like they don't move, and they use those as their points of reference instead of like the body of a planet. The problem is with that is that in space, if you're in like the darkness of the moon, or if you're just
can't
like in
see
space,
those planets.
Well, no, the problem is there's so many stars because the atmosphere's not blocking them out that it's just like one giant sheen of light. Like astronauts said that they almost can't make out individual stars when they're in like on the dark side of the moon because there's no light from the sun and the stars are just overwhelming in number and size.
Do they use that same system for just all the places they send things to?
I don't know.
Like, is it the same direction for all objects, or is it individual? Maybe that doesn't make sense because I don't understand it. Like, if someone understood it and they looked at that question, they'd be like, that doesn't make any sense. Assuming
they all had the same stars, then they would yes, all be oriented in the same direction. Although they may have used different stars, or they may have a different, like, computer-based one.
That's some 2001 stuff going on right there. That's not the music in that.
They use the waltz.
In 2001?
Yeah.
The Blue Danny waltz.
They also use the bum 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 bum.
You know the one.
Yeah.
We won't put it in.
So anyways,
I also missed the opportunity to say welcome to Earth. I just realized.
We can say that when we land.
That's true.
I guess that would be more appropriate.
I guess it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to say
welcome to Earth, first steps on the moon.
It's funny because that would have to be preserved in history. It just make no sense to anyone. Like, why would you say that? It's not even like messing up the one small step for a man thing. Like, that just makes no sense.
Living language.
I think I missed a lot of opportunities actually to say a whole lot of gibberish as the first stuff on the moon. Yes. It could have been like, oh god, moon monsters.
Actually, Mike and Buzz and Neil were discussing what they should say. And Mike said, well, if you have any balls, you'll turn off your... or you'll say, oh my god, what's that? And then turn off your microphone.
Jeez. They didn't do that, though.
No. We can watch ourselves fall to Earth.
Jeez. Just leave it. Try to land. I dare you to try to land at 10,000 times speed.
The ship, like, the parachute will rip off.
No, but you're just speeding up time.
But it messes up the physics model.
Oh, that's too bad.
So because if you do
that would be a challenge.
Well, plus you can when you're in atmosphere, you can only like do ×4. Yeah. Like it's not even like the ×4 you do in space. It's like half of ×2.
Wait, half of 2 is 4? What?
We're shifting scales here. Things are different on the moon. Okay, so we're in atmosphere, so we now detach the service module.
Now, did you try to specifically pick a place to land on?
I picked a flat spot.
Okay.
Just like a flat equatorial spot.
That's so bizarre looking.
It is pretty cool. Because there's a service module, then the decoupler, and then us. And the ladder flew off down that way.
It's like one of those things like a warp gate.
Yeah.
You'd fly through it.
There actually was one time where I detached that like too late. So then it was like perfectly in line with me falling down, and then when I popped my parachute, I slowed down, but it was still going fast, so it came back and slammed into me and destroyed my spaceship. Our periapsis is at 10,000. So technically, if there's no atmosphere, we just keep swinging around. But obviously, there is atmosphere; it's slowing down. This is going lower than our orbit is. Naturally. Oh, there's a reentry.
Looks like we're coming a little fast.
Nah, we're only going 2,000 meters a second.
Nice. I like those sound effects. Wait, was that me? Because I know I'm technically sitting on the left. Oh, I thought he was dancing. Do they dance?
They do little hand motions and stuff from time
dance. Good enough. It must be a really, 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 really,
oh, thank God, bro.
Really strong parachute.
Yeah, it is possible to rip it off if you come in too steep, just like in real life. Now you do have to, like right now we're at ×4 physical warp. I have to put it to normal before we get to 500 meters. Because at 500 meters the parachute billows out. But if we're still going that times 4 physical warp, it'll just rip off the spacecraft, and we'll fall past 5 meters to our death. Success, we did it, Buzz.
No,
and I'm just down here.
That was from the perspective of Buzz looking at me.
Yeah. So
that was kind of weird because it's like Buzz said it it's like Buzz turned to someone else. And he's like, "We did it, Buzz," like referring to himself.
Yeah, you did.
You see, he's like hallucinating, and the cockpit is just filled with like hundreds of miniature Buzzes, like action figure sizes.
You mean peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Yeah, just like each one is like in charge of one specific object or lever or button.
And we did all that in less than 1 day. Up here, it only took 20 hours and 7 minutes. In real life, it took him like 4 days. Now we're just in the water, and we can go up here and click Recover Vessel. And it'll take us back to this screen. And at this point, if this was a career mission mode instead of a sandbox mission mode, we get a message saying, "Oh, you did all this science." But because it's sandbox, science is closed.
There's obviously nothing of scientific value on that.
And if there's one thing you should take away from this video, it's that there's no point in going to the moon, because there's nothing there worth seeing.
Except for the moon people.
There are moon people.
But seriously, there are moon people and moon monsters.